The low murmur of conversation drifted through the private booth, punctuated by laughter. "Hey, Ethan, you have to admit that Noah is something else. The youngest son of the right family, completely spoiled, and with a face like that. That waistline, though, makes you wonder. I bet he'd be a real prize. Can you even imagine? Why ask us? Ask Ethan." A slow smirk spread across Ethan Vance's handsome features, visible through the faint haze of cigar smoke. His voice was rough like gravel. "You're that curious? Maybe once I've trained him up properly, I'll share some souvenirs. That's our guy. We'll hold you to that." The topic soon shifted to other things. From his concealed position, Noah wrinkled his nose in disgust, feeling like he'd just swallowed something foul. He quietly raised his phone, capturing images of the men in the booth before slipping away unseen. Confronting them directly wasn't an option. Outnumbered and out of shape, he wasn't looking for a fight. Better to take this evidence home. His older brother would know exactly how to handle it. "What's wrong?" his friend Leo asked, noticing his darkened expression as he rejoined the main lounge area. "Did that jerk Ethan blow you off again?" Noah let out a long sigh. "You were right, Leo. He's a complete fraud. A creep." Leo's expression sharpened immediately, demanding to know if Ethan had tried anything. Noah just shook his head, dismissing the topic as not worth the energy. He didn't share everything he'd overheard, but Leo still spent a solid hour dissecting Ethan's many character flaws, concluding with absolute certainty that the guy was bad news. Noah nodded in full agreement, vowing to himself never to be so shallow again. The truth was, his interest in Ethan had never been deep. It was purely superficial, sparked by a dare during a tipsy evening among friends who teased him about his lack of romantic experience. Seeing Ethan's sharp looks and fit build, Noah had bragged he could win him over. Learning Ethan's preferences aligned with his own had seemed like a green light. He was attractive, came from money. How hard could it be? Yet Ethan remained elusive, never committing but never fully rejecting him either. Gifts and useful connections were accepted without hesitation. He'd gotten handsy a few times, and when Noah pushed him away, Ethan would adopt a wounded, world-weary air. "You say you like me, but you reject my touch," he'd sigh. "How can I believe you're serious? Words are cheap." Looking back, Noah felt a wave of nausea. The guy had just wanted to get him into bed, cloaking it in pathetic self-pity. Thank goodness he'd never let it go that far. He'd likely have kept up the pointless chase for pride's sake if not for that overheard conversation. Back home, he thrust the phone with the photos at his brother, Alexander, affecting a dramatic tone. "The weather's getting cold. Don't you think it's time these companies felt a chill?" Alexander gave him a look that clearly said he wasn't in the mood for games. Noah switched tactics instantly, his eyes widening with a practiced, pitiable look. Your handsome, kind, brilliant baby brother was humiliated. Are you really going to let that stand? A moment later, Alexander closed his book, his gaze turning serious. Explain. Noah relayed the entire conversation. Alexander's eyes grew cold, a silent storm brewing behind them. Understood. I'll handle it. Noah beamed. You're the best. For the next few days, Noah put Ethan Vance entirely out of his mind. He ate, slept, and enjoyed himself. Then, a text arrived from an unblocked number. Ethan, come to my place now and make me some hangover soup. Noah stared. He'd forgotten to block him. As he went to do just that, a thought struck him. All those gifts he'd given, the diamond cufflinks, the vintage wristwatch, bought with a not insignificant portion of his monthly allowance, were still in Ethan's possession. He certainly didn't deserve them. He typed a quick okay and took a rideshare to Ethan's penthouse in the Harbor Towers. He knew the access code. Ethan was sprawled on a designer sofa, clearly having overindulged, one arm thrown over his eyes. Noah walked over and gave his cheek a firm, deliberate pat. The sharp sound brought a flicker of awareness to Ethan's eyes. You're here, Ethan mumbled. Where are all the things I gave you? Noah asked, skipping any preamble. Ethan paused. Why? Just checking on them. I want to see. A faint, arrogant smile touched Ethan's lips. Study. Down the hall. Noah headed straight upstairs. In the study, he found a display case. Every single gift was there, neatly arranged as if curated. It made retrieval simple. He pulled a folded tote bag from his pocket and emptied the case into it. Downstairs, Ethan appeared to have passed out again. Noah didn't glance back as he left, but at the door, he turned and flipped a middle finger toward the living room. Loser. Outside, he blocked Ethan's number on every platform, finally feeling a sense of closure. The following evening brought a charity gala. After loading a plate with miniature desserts, Noah retreated to a quiet alcove with Leo. Did you get your stuff back? Obviously, Noah said around a mouthful of chocolate torte. Sold it all at original price to a friend of Alex's. Leo was skeptical anyone would pay full price for used items. They liked the pieces, Noah shrugged. Their idle chatter ceased when a new figure entered the ballroom. The man moved with a natural, commanding grace. Tall, with broad shoulders tapered to a narrow waist emphasized by a perfectly tailored black tuxedo. His features were starkly handsome. A strong jaw, penetrating eyes that held a cool intelligence, lips set in a firm line. He was, in a word, breathtaking. An aura of quiet authority and restrained power surrounded him. Noah inhaled sharply. Leo, I think I'm in love. What now? Noah gestured subtly. Leo looked, then blinked. Okay, that's a whole different league. Distinguished. But, Leo added, didn't you swear off being shallow? This is different, Noah insisted. Look at him. Someone like that, he's not ordinary. They observed him from a distance for a while. The effortless poise, the confident stature. It was decided. I'm going to talk to him, Noah announced. Leo grabbed his arm in alarm, urging caution and a background check first. Noah wasn't listening, already outlining his plan involving a strategically clumsy spill of fruit punch, an apology, and an exchange of contact information. Leo called the tactic antiquated and transparent. Classics are classics for a reason, Noah countered, mentally psyching himself up. Ignoring Leo's protests, he snagged a glass of punch and made his approach. The man was surrounded by well-wishers. Noah waited for a lull. He walked over, calculated his steps, and executed a perfectly timed stumble, pitching himself forward. Oh! Strong hands caught him, one settling firmly at his waist. A clean, subtle scent of sandalwood and cold air filled his senses. For a second, Noah was dizzied. He righted himself, looking apologetically at the dark patch of punch on the impeccable white shirt. I am so sorry. Please let me pay for the cleaning. Or replace it. The man withdrew his hand, his expression unreadable. It's fine. His voice was a low, resonant baritone. I insist, Noah said, trying to memorize every detail of his face up close. Maybe we could exchange details? For the reimbursement? Before the man could answer, an aide materialized. Mr. Vance, let me handle this, sir. Noah's heart sank. Perfect. But the man, Mr. Vance, simply said, unnecessary. He turned back to Noah, extracting a business card from his pocket. Here. Noah took it, suppressing a victorious smile. He returned to Leo, waving the card. Masterclass in action. Enrollment closed. Leo just shook his head with a laugh. Later, while Noah was alone checking his phone, a shadow fell over him. Ethan Vance stood there, his expression dark. What is this game you're playing? Not wanting to cause a scene, Noah bit back his disgust. No game. We aren't acquainted. Leave me alone. Not acquainted? Ethan's voice dropped. Icy. Who put you up to this? This pathetic attempt at playing hard to get. Noah almost laughed. Seek professional help. Seriously. Ethan, he said, letting genuine revulsion color his tone. You repulse me. Get away from me. Ethan's face shifted through several emotions. Is this about the other night? Something I said drunk? You're taking drunk rambling to heart? An idea brilliant and cruel sparked. It wasn't rambling. I heard you perfectly clearly. Noah let his gaze drop meaningfully, then flicked away with a look of pure disdain. You said it yourself. 3 centimeters. I mean, below average I could work with. But 3? That's just sad. Ethan's face went utterly white, then flushed with rage. That's impossible. The outburst drew glances from nearby guests. He quickly lowered his voice to a furious hiss. You'll regret this. Noah just rolled his eyes as Ethan stormed off. Leo's intelligence arrived swiftly via a series of long voice messages as Noah sent a connection request to the number on the card. The information was surprising. The man was Jasper Vance, of the Vances. More specifically, he was Ethan's uncle, the current head of the family conglomerate, who had consolidated power in his late 20s through a series of decisive, ruthless moves. And, Leo added, his reputation was spotless, no scandals, notoriously private. Conclusion, Leo's voice said, potentially viable. Maybe he swings your way. Go get him, Noah. Imagine making that jerk call you uncle. Noah felt a surge of determination. Who cares about that clown? He murmured to himself. Leo, my friend, just watch. 2 months, I'll have him out to dinner with us. Jasper Vance accepted his request later that afternoon. Noah carefully composed a message. The afternoon light is lovely. Hope yours is peaceful. Regarding your shirt, please accept this for cleaning. He attached a transfer for $40, a calculated move to appear practical and grounded. The reply came quickly. Unnecessary. The shirt was disposable. Plan B, then. To properly apologize, please let me take you to dinner. A shared meal seems a better remedy. A longer pause. Then acceptable. Noah found a highly rated modern bistro and sent the details. Their first unofficial date was set. He chose an outfit Leo called effortlessly alluring. Jasper arrived to pick him up, which Noah took as an excellent sign. Seeing him again, leaning against a sleek car, sent Noah's pulse racing. Good evening, he said, aiming for charming confidence. Jasper nodded. Jasper is fine. Jasper, Noah repeated. Then, considering the 6-year age gap, added, or Mr. Vance? Jasper, he affirmed. The car ride was quiet. Jasper seemed reserved by nature. Noah took the lead. Is your work demanding? It has its cycles. Currently manageable. Do you live alone? Or with family? Or someone? A brief glance. Alone. No partner. Noah hid a smile. Same here. The food was exceptional, and for a while, conversation took a backseat to enjoyment. Jasper ate with a precise, elegant slowness. Is it good? Noah asked after swallowing a bite. It's adequate. I have good taste, Noah grinned. Maybe I can pick the next place? A slight hesitation, then a quiet, very well. Later, as Jasper drove him home, it turned out he lived in the same upscale district. Noah gathered his courage. Jasper, can I ask you something? It might be forward. Proceed. What's your type? Generally speaking. Jasper studied him for a moment. Men, he stated, his tone even. Noah nodded, trying to appear calm. Noted. Thanks. At his door, Jasper rolled down the window. Good night, Noah. Good night. Next time. A faint, almost imperceptible nod was his reply. Progress felt steady. When Leo checked in, Noah claimed he was halfway to his goal. He began weaving more audacious flirtation into their texts. If Jasper mentioned work, Noah would reply that ambitious men were attractive, unlike himself, who only had room for thoughts of Jasper. If Jasper was at the gym, Noah would joke about surrendering to a well-executed distraction. Jasper's initial response was to ask if Noah's account had been compromised. After confirmation it had not, he largely chose stoic silence. Noah found it endearing. He sent screenshots to Leo, who replied with profound regret for ever encouraging him, calling the lines archaic and borderline harassment. Stung, Noah decided to force the issue. He called Jasper that night. Yes? The familiar voice, deeper over the phone, made Noah's courage waver for a split second. Jasper, there's something I want to discuss. Regarding a relationship with you. Silence stretched for over 10 seconds. Noah, Jasper said, his voice careful. Clarify your meaning. I want to date you. Exclusively. Another pause. Then, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Are you home? Stunned, Noah confirmed he was. Jasper arrived sooner. Noah, having rushed down in sleep shorts and a t-shirt, found him standing under a pool of lamplight by his car, a solitary figure half-cloaked in shadow. They spoke at the same time. Jasper gestured for him to continue. You came in a hurry, Noah observed. Some matters require in-person discussion, Jasper said, his jaw tight. The dating thing? Jasper's eyes seemed to darken. He was so tall Noah had to look up, the angle highlighting his sharp jawline. Noah asked again, softer. So, will you? Jasper's breath hitched. His gaze grew intense, his throat working. Finally, the word came out husky. I need to consider. Noah was fascinated. The usually unflappable man seemed unsettled. Perhaps he'd pushed too hard. Of course. Take your time. Weeks, months. It's fine. Jasper just looked at him. Assuming the conversation was over, Noah began to turn. Wait. Noah glanced back. I've considered, Jasper said, his eyes holding Noah's with a quiet, profound intensity. My answer is yes. Informing Leo resulted in stunned disbelief, followed by the observation that Jasper Vance must have been remarkably starved for attention. Noah defended him heatedly, citing Jasper's numerous qualities. He was, Noah insisted, won over by genuine charm. The early days of their relationship were marked by a formal courtesy. Dates remained polite, almost chaste. If things were going to advance, Noah would have to initiate. Walking together one evening, he slid his hand into Jasper's. Jasper didn't flinch, but his steps faltered for a heartbeat before his larger hand closed firmly around Noah's. Noah noticed, with delight, the faint blush creeping up the man's neck. He swung their joined hands playfully, then leaned in, his other hand brushing Jasper's arm. Everything okay? You stopped. It's nothing. Jasper's grip tightened slightly as they continued. Jasper was a quick study. He soon initiated contact himself, his touches becoming more frequent and familiar. After Noah once launched himself into a hug, embraces became a standard greeting and farewell, lingering and warm. Their first kiss happened in Jasper's car one afternoon. They'd driven to the bistro of their first meal, only to find it closed. Noah complained theatrically, unbuckling his seatbelt to pout. I've been craving their food forever. Now I'm just starving and disappointed. You have to make it up to me. Jasper tried to soothe him, suggesting an alternative. Not the same, Noah sighed dramatically, fixing him with a look. I'll only be pacified if you either open that restaurant right now, or kiss me. Jasper's eyes widened slightly. Then, to Noah's surprise, he didn't hesitate. He leaned across the console, a large hand cradling Noah's cheek, and brought their lips together. It started soft, tentative, then deepened with a gentle urgency that left Noah breathless and utterly captivated. After that, affection flowed more easily. Days later, a text from an unknown number interrupted Noah's scrolling. 3 days. Harbor Towers. Or I'm accepting someone else's offer. Ethan. Noah blocked it without a second thought. His social media, however, showed a coordinated post from acquaintances he barely remembered. A picture from a nightclub, Ethan at the center, a young man handing him flowers. The caption boasted about Ethan's eligibility and a waiting list. Noah deleted and blocked them all. Jasper had been swamped with work for 3 days. Missing him, Noah decided to deliver lunch. He sent a text, packed a meal from a favorite delivery place into a fancy container, and headed to the Vance Holdings Tower. Jasper met him at the office door, taking the container only to set it aside and pull Noah into an immediate embrace. "Your delivery is here," Noah mumbled into his chest. Jasper just held him tighter, murmuring that he'd been missed. After a moment, Noah explored the spacious, imposing office. On a whim, he coaxed Jasper into his executive chair, then settled himself on his lap, looping arms around his neck. "Let's pretend," he whispered, for a minute. Jasper's eyes darkened, his hand firm on Noah's waist as he drew him closer. The kiss was deep, consuming. A sudden, sharp knock at the door broke the silence, followed by a voice. "Uncle Jasper? You in there?" The voice, Ethan's, registered a second before the door began to open. Acting on pure, panicked instinct, Noah pushed away from Jasper and dropped to the floor, ducking behind the solid bulk of the desk. Ethan entered. "Oh, you are here, sir." Noah saw Jasper's trousers were slightly wrinkled, his expression one of cold displeasure. "I did not grant you entry." Ethan's tone was immediately contrite. "My apologies, sir. It's urgent." Noah, sitting on the plush carpet, leaned his head against Jasper's knee. He felt a hand come to rest gently on his hair. "State it," Jasper commanded. Ethan stammered about a project being reassigned. Jasper's reply was merciless, citing incompetence and bottom-line decisions. After a defeated silence, Ethan was dismissed. Once the door shut, Jasper's voice came, soft above him. "You can emerge." Noah stood, his legs prickling with numbness. Jasper caught him, pulling him back onto his lap, massaging his calf. "Why hide?" "Didn't want to damage the boss's austere image," Noah joked. "There is no scandal," Jasper stated, utterly serious. "We are together." Noah laughed, trying to get up so Jasper could eat. Jasper held him fast, his gaze intense. Then he kissed him again, but differently, hungry, possessive, almost desperate. When he broke away, he rested his forehead against Noah's shoulder for a long moment, murmuring an apology before standing and retreating into his private washroom, refusing to come out despite Noah's knocking. In the following days, a subtle melancholy seemed to cling to Jasper. He was as attentive as ever, but Noah sensed a distance, a sorrow in his eyes he couldn't ignore. Finally, he confronted him, cupping Jasper's face. "You're unhappy. Tell me why." Jasper shook his head. "You are," Noah insisted. "Tell me or I'll be upset." With a resigned sigh, Jasper pulled him close. "Noah," he began, his voice thick with a vulnerability Noah had never heard. "When will your heart be fully clear?" Noah was confused. Was this about his obvious physical attraction? "What do you mean?" Jasper took a steadying breath. "You and my nephew. You were involved." Noah stiffened. "I didn't mean to pry," Jasper continued, the words seeming to pain him. "But rumors persist. They say you pursued him for months. And in my office you hid from him. Was it because you didn't want him to know about us?" Noah was speechless. Jasper closed his eyes. "I don't care about your past. I don't even care if your initial interest in me was transactional. A means to an end regarding Ethan. He is lacking in character. That isn't slander. It's fact. I need to know that eventually, there will only be me. I can wait." Noah exhaled sharply, his heart aching at the sheer magnitude of Jasper's quiet misconception. He framed Jasper's face, forcing him to meet his gaze. "I despise Ethan Vance. Chasing him was the worst mistake of my youth, and I'll tell you every embarrassing detail later. I am with you because I am wildly, completely attracted to you. From the first second I saw you. Is that so hard to believe?" Jasper stared, hope warring with caution in his eyes. "And I hid under the desk," Noah continued, "because I was kissed silly and panicked. Anyone could have walked in, I would have done the same." Jasper's breath shuddered. "Noah, I've only ever wanted you," Noah said, wrapping his arms around him tightly, whispering the words into his neck. "Jasper, my Jasper." Jasper kissed him then, a kiss of relief and fervent passion. Afterwards, nestled together, he confessed in a low voice, "I am older. Rather dull." "Don't you dare," Noah chided, listing his virtues, his strength, his kindness, his intelligence, the way he made Noah feel treasured. Jasper listened, a blush spreading across his skin. Later, as they drove, Noah made another request, his voice light. "I seem to have misplaced my keys. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I stayed at my boyfriend's place tonight?" Jasper's hands tightened on the wheel. A long moment passed. It would not. The night that followed was a discovery of intimacy, patient and profound. Noah woke late to sunlight and a prepared breakfast, Jasper already gone to work. The nuisance texts from Ethan finally ceased after Noah showed them to Jasper, who promised to address it. He clearly did. When Jasper mentioned a company retreat he usually skipped, Noah asked if partners were invited. "Policy can be amended," Jasper said, understanding dawning in his eyes. Noah kissed his cheek. "Then I'm your +1. Logistics meant they traveled separately. The resort was bustling with employees and families. Noah was surprised to see Ethan there, looking worn and relegated to a junior position. His old arrogance resurfaced when he spotted Noah, striding over with a smug confidence. "You tracked me here," Ethan said, sighing as if beleaguered. "Finished with your tantrum?" Noah looked at him with pure distaste. "You are a pollutant. Go away." Ethan blustered about the returned gifts, about meeting Noah's brother. Noah cut him off with a scathing remark and walked away, heading toward the lakeside path where he'd spotted Jasper. He tried to sneak up, but Jasper turned as if sensing him, his stern expression dissolving into pure warmth. "Noah." He crossed the distance and embraced him. "I missed you." They kissed, lost in the moment, until Jasper stiffened and looked past Noah's shoulder, his eyes turning to ice. Noah turned. Ethan stood a few yards away, his face a mask of shock and fury. "What are you doing?" he screamed. "What does it look like?" Noah snapped. You and my uncle?" Ethan's voice cracked. "This is a stunt to hurt me, isn't it? Because I made you wait? I have feelings for you, Ethan." Jasper's voice cut through, calm and lethal. "Leave. Now." Something in that tone made Ethan wither. He retreated, a broken figure. Ethan was not seen again for the remainder of the retreat, which Jasper and Noah spent exploring together. On their final evening, by the serene lake under a golden sunset, Jasper suddenly stopped. He knelt on the grass, producing a simple, elegant band from his pocket. His gaze was steady, full of a love that had quieted all its former doubts. "Will you stay with me? For all the journeys to come?" Noah's laughter was bright with happy tears. "Yes." The ring fit perfectly. Later, they merged their lives into one home. Each ordinary day held the same promise and sweetness as that lakeside moment, a private journey they now shared without end.